Recently I bought this Sequre S60P soldering pen, which is meant to be used with JBC soldering tips, the smaller ones, C210. I used JBC for many years, so I was really excited to finally get soldering pen that uses the same soldering tips. So it was advertised as supporting power delivery up to 20 volts. So I thought there will be no issues to select power supplies. And when I received my soldering pen, I went and take all my powerful power adapters, like this Lenovo from a laptop, 100 watts should be plenty for JBC 210 soldering tip. At least I thought so. So it negotiates 20 volts, power delivery 20, and you need to press and hold this button to activate soldering tip. And what you see is a soldering pen reboots. Okay, I then tried another one I have. This is from Dell laptop, 90 watts, also should be plenty. And you see this Dell one has LED on a USB-C socket indicating power. So I activate. And it's not rebooting, but it shuts down. You see LED not lit up. So my guess is that power supply went into protection mode. It was overloaded. Then I have this power brick, 120 watts. Let's activate. Shuts down, reboots. So what the hell? Let's go into menu, investigate. Volts. Let's go to this menu item. Everything is on auto. Power auto, protocol auto, low voltage alarm off. Don't know what this means. So everything is on auto and still soldering pen is not working. There must be issues in the firmware settings. So I started to experiment. I googled some information online, and first thing that I noticed or thought about was that power option in menu, that I should limit the power. Let's do that. Power, and let's limit to the lowest value, which is 20%. Let's go back and make sure the setting is applied. Yes, it is. You press both buttons to go back. And here we are shown that it's 20 volts, 20%. Let's activate. Still reboots, what the hell? With 20%. Let's try another one, which we need to power cycle to reset the protection mode. Let's activate. Okay. This icon indicates power delivered to, or at least voltage delivered to soldering tip. Seems that the second power supply works with the reduced power. But why the first one, which is even more powerful, still reboots? Let's try another one. The third one. Let's activate. This one also is working with the reduced power. So if you have an issue with your power supply and this soldering pen, which is meant for JBC cartridges C210, to solve your reboot issue, you should try to lower the power. And still, this may not help you with some power supplies. Okay, let's try this other way around. Let's leave the power on auto and try to lower the voltage. PPS programmable power supply, only one option. Just simply states PPS. Quick charge and power delivery indicates particular protocol. But still you have 9 volts, 12 volts, no 15 volts, and 20. So let's select 12. And it's not 12, it's 15. And it's because my power supply does not have 12 volts option in specifications, so I guess it's defaulted to 15. And I don't know why the menu doesn't have a option for 15 volts to begin with. But okay, so power is on auto and supply voltage is 15 volts. Let's activate the tip. And it's working. Okay. Let's try the second one. Let's activate. And it's working. Okay, now let's try the third one. The one that rebooted even with the 20% of power selected in the menu. Let's activate. Reboots. What a shame. So I guess this power supply has very sensitive overload protection. Let's try both things. Lower voltage and lower power. Okay. Let's activate. Still reboots. So from my knowledge in electronics, I suspect that the control of the tip is very primitive. It just feeds the power from the source and doesn't do any intelligent PWM control, and it doesn't use power control. It actually is not using current measurement or voltage measurement to actively control the power of the tip. And it simply feeds through the power to the tip, and the source should handle it. At least it looks so from this experiment. And I thought about it because, as I mentioned, I used JBC for many years. I have some knowledge about these tips, and I know that the resistance is very low of the heating element. Let's measure. Control check. Shorting the terminals, 0 ohms. This is the clone tip I received with the soldering pen. 2 ohms roughly. No. This is original JBC. Also 2 ohms. So if we would do our math with Ohm's law, we came up with that if we just feed forward the source voltage to this kind of resistive element, we will have current roughly of 10 amps, and this is well above PD20 specification, which is 20 volts, 5 amps. They should implement something like PWM control to lower the value of voltage, I mean mean voltage, to the soldering tip. And speaking more about this topic of resistive elements, I know that For example, JBC soldering tip, the larger one, C245. This is original one, JBC. So it's 2.5 ohms. These cartridges on original JBC soldering station are driven with 24 volts. So 24 volts are more in line with PD20. And these smaller ones, 210 soldering tips on JBC stations are driven with partially rectified secondary voltage. So it's about 12 volts. So that's why the inrush current when the heating element is activated is so high that it trips the protection of the power supply. And Sequre also has a soldering pen for the finest JBC tips, which are C115. And I know by fact that these on original JBC stations are driven by 9 volts. And these have resistive element of roughly 3 ohms. So if you will buy Sequre soldering pen for these tips, if I remember correctly, it's called S20 or C20, I don't remember. You should choose your power delivery options accordingly. You should choose PD9, where I should choose PD12 with these ones, or Sequre could implement their firmware in a more elegant way and control the voltage source, because they advertise this new upgraded version as capable of using 20 volts PD power delivery. But what's the benefit is if it's just reboots? But overall, I really like the soldering pen. It feels quality. It feels good in a hand. I think I will like it. I just don't like the fast and ugly firmware that they supplied.